friend of mine sent me a porn the other day. Folks can just send you pornography now. It was a porn, it was two old men. Like really old guys, really old. And they were sucking each other's cocks. Like really sucking each other's cocks. They were so old, I was surprised they were doing anything. But there they were. One of them is like sitting on the edge of a bed and his socks have fallen, you know. And the other guy's on his knees on a pillow and he's just fucking blowing the guy. Then they switched places. I watched long enough to see them switch places. And when the second guy was done, I called my friend and said, "Why'd you send me this?" He said, "Because it's amazing." And it really was, you know? It really was. I've watched it a few times. Because it doesn't turn me on, it's inspiring. Because you're like, go, fellas. Because you worry about old guys. You know, you see an old man walking by himself with just a grapefruit in a plastic bag, you know? And you're like, oh, shit, that's horrible. Maybe he's going to suck another guy's cock. Life might be better than you think. It's interesting because porn used to be like you go find your thing, you know? But now it's, you go to a porn site, it's everybody's stuff. You can put in a search word to narrow it down, or you can look around. Find new things. I saw a fart porn one time. It was a fart porn. I never thought I'd be turned on by farts. I'm not interested in farts. Farts are okay. I'm farting right now. I've been farting this whole time. And I didn't want to watch it because it was a fart porn. It was because of the title. The title is what got me. The title was, "Nice Girl Farts in Your Face." Who's not going to watch that? Nice girl farts in your face. So I click on it. And there's this girl standing there. I'm like, she is nice. She's totally nice. Just a nice girl standing there. Pink sweater with little blue buttons on it. And she's looking in the camera and she says, "Hi, I'm so glad to see you." And I was like, wow, she made me feel good, you know? And then she turns around like she goes, "I gotta show you something I bought." And she's reaching up and all of a sudden, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was in the title, I knew it was gonna happen, but I was like, oh my God. She just farted right in my face. She seemed so nice. But the best part is when her reaction, because I thought she would be like, "That's right, I farted in your face." But she wasn't, she was like, "Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I can't believe that happened." I've never been that hard in my entire life. I was so excited. Because I realized it's not really about the fart, it's about the shame. It's about the sexy shame of a truly nice girl who just thunder farted right in your face, and she regrets it. Here's the worst part, I can't find one that good again. I can't, they're never that good. I've been chasing the dragon on this fart porn for months. It's just always some bored chick, hello. Like, come on, tighten it up, would you, a little bit?
Welcome to Tough Crowd. You know how almost half of radio is owned by either Viacom or the Clear Channel? Well, now the FCC is trying to do the same thing with all the other media. Now, some people say this is bad, but it's good, because you'll only have one person to blame. You'll know who it is, either Rupert Murdoch or Ted Turner. You'll know which products to boycott. We can openly divide ourselves like the Shiites and the Sunni Muslims. You know, media is our religion anyway. TV is, so you can be the O'Reillys or the Michael Moores, you know. We could all worship different stations. Instead of rioting during Ramadan, we start trouble during sweeps week. Because right now we're divided anyway. Look, there's newspapers, TV stations, magazines for everybody. Ebony and Essence only black. Latinos have Latina for the women. Those porno comics for the guys. The Asians have Computer World. You know, we've never been more segregated. Do you realize that? We make 1960s Birmingham bus station look like the MTV Beach House. I just want to say I really am a great comedian. All right, look. So the biggest argument against this FCC ruling is lack of diversity in the media. Nick, do you agree or disagree?
I mean, can we stop with this lack of diversity? First of all, I'm conservative. All I have is Fox News and the Post. Everything else is liberal horse. Pardon my French. Am I not right?
People act like it's the
And I mean, are people still going to television for their information? I mean, unless you're a redneck, you know, watching Jerry Springer every morning to find out how you can get in your first cousin's pants. I mean, go to the library.
You know this is a bad issue when you've got Ted Turner and the NRA are against the rule changes. I mean, you're living in your own circle of hell when those two people are against you. I mean, those are groups of people that are sort of evil incarnate, and they're against these rule changes the FCC just made. So, I mean, I think that says a lot.
You think it says it's good? Or
I think it says it's bad.
Well, so it's so bad that even they're against it.
Yeah, apparently it's not funny what I said, but apparently...
Well, it's very, you know, it had a lot of levels to it.
It's kind of... This is kind of a dry topic, to be honest.
This topic is dry?
No,
I don't really care about this at all.
Well,
Australia, you know, they raised the price on fruit. Maybe we could kick that around for a few minutes. This is...
No, but I'm more worried about the employees. They're the ones who get in trouble.
That's right.
Because of the fact, like I remember like 87, 88 or whatever, I worked for a radio station and I got fired. But I didn't give a damn because I could go to the next R&B station. You know, because I knew I had another job that I can go to, another radio station to go to, I cursed everybody else. And hey, kiss my ass.
Right.
Kiss my ass. Now in 2003, you can't do that. Because you say, look, I'll go to another station. And God, no, I own that other station. So, you know, you end up...
Yeah, you're on their computer file.
We just had a breakthrough. A black guy talked about getting fired and didn't blame it on white people. That's the...
Well, we didn't ask him
I didn't get to that yet. Let me get to that.
He's assuming the guy that owned all the R&B. Louis, dry topic to you too? You son
A
of a
little
bitch.
bit. I don't really care.
Well, screw it. You're a filmmaker. Go ahead, Keith.
No, I mean, you know, let's talk about something else.
We are going to talk.
No, let's... Oh, relax.
I'm relaxed. I come on the show. The show starts and he's busting my balls. Shut up. Relax. I'm sitting on the damn show. Everybody starts insulting the topic. The first one out of the box. I just shaved. I'm all clean, excited. The
problem with the media, it's controlled by cultural Marxists who are hell-bent on destroying this white patriarchal society that we have going.
What the hell are you talking about? You heard me. And they're clapping. What the hell am I? Where am I?
What I'm talking about. All the same with me.
Yeah.
Every commercial, the black guy's a genius, the whitey's a dope, the woman's strong, the guy's weak. I'm sick of it. I've had enough.
Next thing is back.
What are you watching?
What channel? I'm not watching B.
Oh, listen.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Okay, you know, he's just, this is
right, wait.
I'll be fine for that.
Exactly
I thought this topic was boring.
I love it. You shut up.
Juicy Fruit Lips?
Yes. Thanks for repeating it, jackass. They didn't hear it.
Is that like a prison nickname?
A black guy making fun of a white guy's lips. Come on.
Exactly. But here's what I'm saying. This is why the white man is finished. Because of that.
It's still finished.
You are finished because you bitch too much. Every little thing you bitch about.
Wait a minute.
The white
you got
dynasty.
one Puerto Rican girl applauding. I like people of color. There you go. Make me sick.
You're a person of color, stupid.
Hey, relax.
I don't care what you say.
People are so angry.
It's possible, whether it's fair or not, the fact is being white is awesome. It's so great.
It's not. No, wait a minute. Hold on now.
Let me finish.
We're somebody black.
Look at us right here.
That's what I'm saying. Look. Hey, look. Let me just make my case. There's 5 comedians on the show. There's only one black guy. See, we get benefit of the doubt. Nobody the cops are polite to me. It's just really great. I mean, I'm sorry that it's so great. Damn. I think it's wrong that it's so great, but the fact is, man, it's awesome.
Let me say this. We may be finished.
You are finished.
But why don't you admit one thing? For 300 years, you let 12 Dutch guys in shorts push your whole continent around.
We thought they were ghosts.
He said we thought they were ghosts. 3 companies that manufacture devices and software to filter out scenes of sex and violence from DVDs are under attack from the DGA, the movie studios and directors, for copyright infringement, whatever. So what do you think about this? Louis, you're a filmmaker.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's like all that parental control and that kind of thing. People are always trying to protect their kids from stuff that's supposed to be adult. And I think it's a shame because watching things you're not supposed to be watching is part of growing up, you know? Like, that's how you learn things. When I was 9, Saturday Night Fever came out, and my friend's mother took us to see it. So I'm in the theater watching John Travolta have sex with his girl in the back of a car, and I go to my friend's mother, what are they doing? And so she gave me a hand job. And so that was, but here's the thing. If I had, if it weren't for that movie and my scene, I would have had to wait till I was 12 to get a hand job.
In fairness, when you brought up Saturday Night Fever, because I was 17 living in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
The Saturday Night Fever in the 2 years afterwards, nothing was more aggravating than you have people walking around swaggering like they own the damn world. Oh, they really annoyed me.
They still wear the same hairdo from Saturday Night Fever.
They do.
Oh, yeah, and you're right. What are you supposed to We changed.
Oh, boy.
Black people make everything better. Look at you. When you go to stores, you order boots. We made them Timberlands, Jack. I
used to wear Timberlands.
I was wearing Timberlands in high school, a-hole.
They weren't called Timberlands then.
That kind of language is uncalled for, guys. Let me tell you something. The bottom line is, they do damage movies, because I saw this hilarious movie in the 70s called The In-Laws. Yeah. Then they must have re-edited it. I saw it in the movie theater a couple of weeks ago. It stunk. It was humorous.
Well, and look at how they market
all the humor was gone.
Yeah, so, you know, for years, Blockbuster Video has edited movies.
That's true, too. Right, exactly.
Like the Bad Lieutenant, when he's like masturbating while the girl's in the car doing the thing with her mouth. I rented it from Blockbuster and sped to that scene, and it was gone. I called Blockbuster. I'm like, I got an erection, and the scene's not there.
We have to talk. We have to talk, because you people are always leaving the commercials, and I'm sitting here watching with these people. So we'll be right back. Okay. First of all, do you believe these bastards critique the topics like they know what they're talking about? Oh, that's a dry topic, and look, they had a hell of a time. I think we can all learn a nice lesson from that, right, folks? There's a current rap battle involving Russell Simmons, P. Diddy, Jay-Z to eliminate New York's Rockefeller drug laws, which mandate 15-year life sentences for many low-level crimes. So the rappers are trying to gather what the paper called urban hip-hop fans. We all know what that means. And, well, let's face it, you don't think that George Pataki's affected with these 300 homeboys hanging out like 19 years old? He's going to be like, I'm glad you people are learning to speak your voice and use the media so I don't get stitched across my Brooks Brothers suit by the Master Ace Homicide crew. I don't know. Now you're going to have the governor and the mayor at a corporate mixer with Russell Simmons and Irv Gotti trading business cards. It's like, oh, Murder Inc. Interesting. You guys listed on the New York Stock Exchange or, no, the 10 most wanted list. Okay, that's fine. Let me ask you something, Paul. What do you think about these Rockefeller laws?
Harsh. I mean, think about it. Mm-hmm. Minimum sentence, first time out, 15 years to life. First time offenders, 15 years to life.
For what?
For drug offense, 2 ounces or more.
Selling or using it?
Selling or using. And
of coke?
Sounds fair to me.
Coke. First time rapist offense, 3 years. What kind of a message does that send society? It says, hey kids, if you're going to rape, don't do drugs.
And plus, with all the crooked cops that plant
here we go.
What I do.
Here we go.
That crooked ass cop. Man, let me say this. Cops have been so
planted
crooked.
it up your nose.
Wait, let him speak.
Cops have been so crooked in America that there's nothing too far-fetched that you can accuse them of. People will believe anything you say about them. Cops took me in a space shuttle, flew me to the moon, and put cheese up my ass.
They did? Oh my God.
Son of a
That's awful.
Was it good cheese?
They've been.
You got to go on the space shuttle? That's great. What are you complaining about?
I didn't think they left blacks on the space shuttle.
I think we're really moving forward as a country when we're letting the hip-hop community decide the drug laws.
They'll be like, hey, shut up.
Wait.
You know, what's next? We're going to let your people decide what the legal alcohol limit is for driving and drinking? I mean,
The whole intent of the law
Yeah.
was back in the 70s
Right.
to eliminate drug trafficking on the streets of New York.
Right.
Has it worked? Look at the intent of the law. No, it hasn't worked.
How do you know all this? Are you married to a Dominican?
You can. It hasn't worked. I can go outside the studio right now and in 15 minutes score a bag. And the only reason it takes 15 minutes is there's a line. I mean, come on.
All right, look, how about this subject? What, do you want to say something else?
No, go ahead, man.
All right. AOL is launching a website aimed directly at blacks, the fastest growing online audience. No, it's true. They have their own website, and I know because I went on it accidentally. I'm serious. I went on accidentally.
True.
It was first of all, my Windows 98 were tinted. Now I'm not making that up. It sounds like a joke. Damn it! And I knew it was a black online because my instant message took 2 minutes. It was 2 minutes late. So go ahead, Keith. What do you?
Let me say this, man. When you talk about when people, they get on like, hey, stuff is being geared for black people. Stuff has always been geared for white people. Who do you think Friends is geared for? You know what I mean? The Mexican population that's growing is geared for you folks.
Can I point out a reason why we make up 68% of the country?
Okay, so why are you bitching when something happens to when people gear stuff towards black people?
Who's bitching?
You all the time.
Wait.
And you go like, okay, we have FUBU. Hey, black, you got FUBU. What do we have as white people? You got Dockers. That's what you have.
A damn good pants.
Well, growing up,
A fine pair of pants. Louis, go ahead.
growing up black in America is different than growing up white. It's just different, right?
Yeah. Right.
Right? I mean,
Yeah, I can say that.
so if you're black, you're different than some white people sometimes.
But, go ahead.
It's not as awesome.
Somebody who markets stuff says, hey, I bet that if we make this more like these people would like it, we'll make money. They're just making money.
Right.
Who cares?
Well, because
money.
The whole thing is to carve it up.
That's the whole thing. But let's
They're going to carve it up with the Asians.
That's a very
Yeah, but you know it backfires because aren't you insulted when something's geared right to you? It's like it's targeted to you. Like,
No,
hey,
I'm
black
not.
guy, there's a gold tooth. You're definitely butt black. Don't you just? I mean, don't you just want to watch stuff that's good because it's good? You don't want to see that. Hey, I'm supposed to go to the black website.
And you're going to get hit.
No.
You're going to get hit. Can I just say this?
Go ahead.
They're going to get hit with.
Don't say it.
They're going to get hit with major spam. All these penis reduction ads you guys are going to be seeing.
They love spam. They love spam and government cheese.
It was the opposite.
Now listen to me. This country's schizophrenic because everybody's like, oh, we should be unified. Then segregate. Everybody goes, hey, wait a minute. People should allow their own culture. Right. This country's phony. Celebrate diversity. Just don't point out anyone's different. Right. I know I've said it a few times. It's getting a little played out, but you have to admit it's a damn good point.
Excellent.
Everybody's damned if they do and damned if they don't, and I can't take it anymore. I'm going to eat one of those chocolate things. As MacArthur said in the Philippines, we'll be right back. Oh, folks. When I was a small child, we used to go to Coney Island a lot, and there was this guy at the booth who could tell everything about you by like gently putting his hand on your forehead, and well, that's another story. And years of therapy later, and a couple of appearances on Ricky Lake, I feel a lot better. But there was another man that would predict the future. Prognostication is a lost art, and I'm bringing it back. We went out and asked some people some telling questions like, how many fights you've been in, what's the personality trait that people criticize you the most for. So we're going to look into their souls. I'm going to predict it, and then we're going to, try to figure out how close I get. Let's look at the first one.
How many fights have I been in?
Oh, now you can tell he's got some kind of like accent from like 6 different countries in England. And you can see he's like kind of a big psychopath. He's got the broken nose there. He's got the little soul patch there. He's got the, plus, you know what tell a psychopath, any guy that wears an Izod shirt and thinks, hey, I'm like a yuppie, you're a maniac. He looks like one of those English headbutting Guy Ritchie bar fighter types. I'm going to say 47.
I've been in 10 fights.
You're lying, bastard! Next.
The personality trait that people most criticize me for?
Oh. Stalking Molly Ringwald in 16 Candles? I don't know. I don't know. Answer?
I scream like a little girl when I'm tickled.
If he's not setting himself up in New York, how long before you see him walking through Chelsea in a pair of Daisy Dukes, right, folks? No, I'm kidding. Okay, next. I'm talking.
Personality trait that most people criticize me the most for is
that I have a 1950s personality in 2003. Well, you try to follow that Daisy Dukes reference. Go ahead, answer.
a little high strung.
Yeah. Seems like they really have to call out the SWAT team when you and the fellas get together over the backgammon set with a couple of light beers. Now listen. All right, who's next?
Personality trait that people criticize me most for is
telling white girls I'm Method Man. Answer.
Smoking too much goddamn weed, yo. All the time,
I apologize. It was Method Man. My fault. Next.
The personality trait that people criticize me most for
is your double message with the cross and the breast so close together. It's like every time somebody looks at that little bra showing, then you feel guilty because you see our Lord and Savior. Answer.
probably being too flirtatious.
Next. Oh my God.
The incident that most influenced my life was...
The incident that most influenced... Oh, I know. There's so many. You're like, hey, Carl, you guys are like, let me do that one. All right. I got raped by an abstract expressionist on the West Pass. Answer. Answer.
My drug smuggling trip to Bogota, Colombia when I was 18 years old.
Oh, next.
How many fights have I been in?
And, you know, how many fights have you been in? There's a guy in the audience, you know, rarely, they said that before he came in tonight. They go, the guy came. The guy who we shot in the footage. He's right up front. So how many fights have you been in? I'm going to say maybe in high school. A couple of scuffles when the kids would tease you and say you looked like Natalie Merchant. There he is right here. Oh, the Academy boys. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. All right. You know what, folks? We can't change our lives, but we can change our movies thanks to new technology. You can cut, delete, shape, destroy everyone's artistic visions from Kurosawa to Ron Jeremy. If you could cut or delete one scene from a movie, what would it be? And why? Louis C.K.?
I would have changed the ending to John Q, the Denzel Washington movie, you know, where he gets a gun, he takes hostages in the hospital, threatens to kill himself. He's on national news. There's a SWAT team. They try to kill him. Finally, they give his son a new heart. He goes through all that to save his life. Then 2 months later, his son tells him, Dad, I'm gay, and then he shoots him.
All right, keep.
All right, well, here we go. Keeping it racial, I would delete the love scene between Holly Berry and Billy Bob Thornton. I don't want that old, white, wrinkly ass pumping up on down on my Nubian queen. Yeah. How the hell would you feel, white people, if we had Reese Witherspoon getting teabagged by James Earl Jones?
Nick DiPaolo.
I gotta follow a teabag. All right. I would change the very last scene in Rocky. He'd still go the distance with Creed, but he'd collapse in the ring at the end of the fight and be rushed to the hospital. There he would lapse into a coma and be put on a respirator for a couple weeks and eventually die. Here's where the twist comes in. After getting the autopsy report back, Mickey and Adrian learned Rocky didn't die from his injuries suffered in the fight. His death was caused by salmonella from drinking those raw eggs. This ending is perfect because Rocky isn't killed by his foe, so he saves some face, but he does die, so we spared sitting through those 4 atrocious sequels.
Paul Mercurio!
In Ingmar Bergman's emotionally charged Cries and Whispers, there's a long dream sequence involving the beautiful Liv Ullmann, which conflicts with the existential message that the film is designed to impart about the quality of modern man forced to live in a godless universe. I'd get rid of all that and add a rapping kangaroo.
All right, that's the show. Please throw away any deleted scenes in the trash on your way out. Good night.
It is with so much pleasure that we present the 2015 Moth Award to Mr. Louis C.K.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I mean, I really like people, and I even think that I'm pretty cool sometimes. But I'm very pleased to be here because I do love the Moth, and I listen on the radio all the time, and it kills me every time. It's nice to know that you can reliably cry by listening to something, you know? Always makes me cry. I don't want to thank the people who told their stories, the kids and all these people, because I think stories is the only thing that you have that's really only yours. A lot of people have money and other possessions or ideas, but your stories are the only things that you're the only one who has them. And then just by telling them, then everybody else has them. So that's why I think stories are great. So they asked me to tell a story, and I told a few to my daughter, and this one she just said, yeah, tell that one. And I think it's mostly because she wanted me to stop. It was the last one. She's like, just tell that one. Can I go back to what I was doing? But anyway, I went to Russia in 1994. I went to Russia, and it had just become Russia again. It was the Soviet Union until really that year, everything started to crash down. And at the time, I was a writer for the Conan O'Brien show, and I had written there for 2 years, and I was burnt out, and I didn't want to do it anymore. So I went to the head writer, and I said, I have to quit because I think I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. And he said, take 2 weeks off, and we'll pay you for the 2 weeks. And I said, okay, I'll do that. So I had nowhere to go, and I thought, maybe I'll go to Russia. I really don't know why. I can't really explain any decisions I made then, because I have children now, so you don't have to search when you have children. You're not like, oh, what could I do to enhance my life? You're just sort of compelled to do whatever comes at you at a certain age in life. But I was in my 20s. I had no wife, nothing. I had no girlfriend even. I just was this guy, and I had money from a TV job. And so I just said, I'm going to go to Russia, because when I was a kid, I used to read Russian novels, and I loved them, and I would open all the windows so I would be cold, and I wanted to be cold like they were. So I just decided I'm going to go. And also somebody told me that the wall had just come down in the Soviet Union and that Russia was a really crazy place at the time. So I said, I'm going to go there. I speak no Russian. I can't even look at the alphabet and understand what I'm looking at. There's no place more foreign to me than Russia. So I went. I went to Moscow, which is, when you land in Moscow, it's just forest, and there's a city in the middle of just forest. It's terrifying. And as the plane goes down, you're like, no, I didn't want to really do this. And the whole time there, I couldn't fend for myself. It was already a country that was just broken in pieces. And the weirdest things happened to me there, and they just became normal after a while. Like I was in a restaurant, and a waiter came up to me, not my waiter, and he said, Coca-Cola? And I said, uh-huh. He said, Coca-Cola. And I said, sure. I don't drink Coca-Cola, but I had learned by that point to just do what they're asking you to do. Sure. So he went to the kitchen and he got a Coke in a can and he handed it to me and he said, $5. Because only dollars were worth anything there. And I said, okay, on my bill. He said, no, $5, me now. So I gave him $5 and he put on his coat and he left. He just sold me a Coke on the side and then quit his job. So those are the kind of confusing moments I was having there. And I couldn't talk to anybody, and I was so lonely. It's difficult. I mean, I was alone, and I just sit in the room and go, okay, that was a really up day. I hated that day. And I tried to watch television, and the TV was American shows like Dynasty. And the way they translate, they didn't have, what they did was the sound is a little down, and there's just one man saying all of the dialogue over the whole show. I was there for 2 weeks, and it just was crushingly, I had made no contact with anyone. And then one day I went into the subway. Now, if you've never been to Moscow, the one thing I learned there is that, well, the streets are very, I can't gesture with this thing. It's beautiful, but I can't keep punching you in the face with a big white fist. Okay. The streets in Moscow during the Cold War, they were made wider so that they could have missiles go down the middle of the street for the parades. And if you go there, you'll find out, if you go behind the big buildings, they actually tore the buildings off of their foundations and dragged them back. And a lot of the bigger buildings in Moscow, in the back, they're being held up by like bricks. It's really unnerving how unsafe the whole city is. So the streets are very wide, and you can't cross the street on a green light. You'll never make it. So they made tunnels so you can go under, and those are connected to the subway. And the subway in Moscow, you go down in an escalator, and you keep going until you think, it just keeps going. Like, this is so deep, this is really upsetting. But anyway, everyone hangs out in these tunnels. I went in the middle of December. I went to Russia in the middle of December alone. And I'm standing in the subway, and I'm watching a violin player. And the one thing about Russia, still today, I think, is that no one has any money. So when you see a guy playing the violin in the subway, he's like the first chair violin for like the Russian Symphony Orchestra, because that doesn't pay shit. And at least he can get a few kopecks in the subway. So I'm watching him, and these other people are sitting on the floor, and we're crying. Everybody's crying. Everybody. It's just normal. People are just watching, just wiping away tears. And there's a young fella sitting here, and he looked my age. I was 25 at the time. He looked about 25, and he was tattered and just watching this violin player. And then this group of kids walked by, about 8 children, ranging from 5 to 10 years old, and their faces were dirty, like in Oliver Twist, like they were in a play, like they had rubbed dirt on their face. And they're all wearing men's coats that they're wearing as from the neck down to the floor, and none of them have sleeves, their hands in their sleeves. Their sleeves are just flopping. They were like street urchin kids. And the coats, it just looked like these men's coats. And you kind of knew all the men who owned those coats are dead. And at least one of these kids killed those guys. Like, I swear I looked at an 8-year-old's face and thought, he has murdered. And that's what they looked like, just tough little kids. And I'd seen them before in Moscow. They work in groups. The guy sitting below me that I identified with called out to the head kid in the front. I don't speak Russian, so I just knew he was going, he's appealing to him. He needed something. And the kid with his hands in his sleeve looked at him suspiciously and said, like, what the fuck, why? What do you want from me? And the guy went, explaining himself, and he showed that his shoe had come apart. And he showed that his shoe was like a flap, and he showed the kid, and he showed him his shoe. And the kid shrugged and said, like, okay. And the kid's hand appeared from out of the sleeve, and there was a tube of shoe glue in his hand. He didn't rummage for it, it was already there. And he handed it to the guy, and the guy fixed his shoe with the glue, gave it back and just and then the kid from the other, he took his other hand had a paper bag, and he put the glue in, and he huffed it, and his eyes rolled back, and he got high. And then the group kept going, and I couldn't believe what I just saw. That the misery in this country at that time was so calculable and so predictable that this guy thought, my shoe's broken. Oh, there's a child. He's sure to have some glue in his hand because the state of our nation is so wretched. And I looked, and he looked at me, and I was startled, and then he laughed, and I laughed. And he's the only person I had any contact with in the whole of the Soviet Union. And I realized this is why I came here, to find out how bad life gets, and that when it's this bad, it's still funny. That's all I got. Thank you. I've been thinking about my memories because I have kids now. And my kids are at an age where I remember being their age. I remember being a 6-year-old. I remember being a 9-year-old. And that's a big threshold that my kids have crossed, is that I remember being their age. Because when you're raising kids, you're not raising the kid in front of you. You're raising the grown-up that they're going to be later. And I was a kid once. When they were babies, I didn't really relate to them because they're babies. A baby is not going to remember shit that is happening to it. If you have a baby, keep it alive and enjoy yourself. But really, the baby it's not going to matter. A baby is not accumulating anything. It's like an Etch-a-Sketch that you shake every day. It doesn't matter. You go up to your baby, you can go up to your baby's face every day and you baby, like right every day, it wouldn't matter. Hey, baby, yeah, baby, you do that every day, wouldn't matter. I mean, they'll grow up with a general sadness inside, but they won't actually remember. Why? And memories are weird because memories get distorted by who you are now and who you were when you experienced them. Like, I remember when I first started doing stand-up, I was living in Boston, and there was one club that was owned by a gay guy. And my memory is that that guy was always trying to f*** me. That's my memory. I've carried it for 20 years. There was a gay guy tried to f*** me all the time. And recently I caught up with an old friend of mine from those days who I hadn't seen in years. And we started talking about different people, and he brought him up. And I said, that guy always used to try to f*** me. And he goes, he did? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, really? Did he like take you to his house or something and really try to physically? No, it's just that he, you know what I mean? He's trying to f*** me all the time. He's like, well, did he say that he push you and, you know, say stuff all the time and make you uncomfortable? No, it just was. And as we went through it, finally the truth that came out was the whole story really was there once was a gay man. That's it. That's really what happened. He was gay, I was 19, and now he tried to f*** me all the time. Like, I went through life with that. But I was trying to remember, what is my first memory? Like, how far did my memories go? And I remember my first memory, I was 4 years old, and I was standing in front of my parents' house, and I was in my pants. I was just a massive, terribly painful shit. And I was halfway through the shit. That's my first memory, is being halfway. The first half of the shit, I don't remember it. That's still in the ether of infancy. The center of this shit was so wide that I actually came online as a result of the anal pain that I was experiencing. It actually awakened me into the stream of consciousness I'm now living. That's how my life started. That's who I am. My own kids, I love my kids, but sometimes when they complain, I get really pissed off. My kids complain, I'm like, you know what, I love you, honey, but fuck you a little bit, because you have an amazing life. I gave my daughter Benadryl the other day because she had a rash, and it was bubblegum flavored. And she's like, ew, fuck you, ew, what are you, nuts? It's medicine! Most kids don't have medicine. When they get sick, they die on a rock with a bear eating them. Oh, he's got a sniffle, ring the bear bell and put him outside. Ew. You're a white girl eating bubblegum medicine, wearing clothes made by children your age professionally. And I don't mean to say that if you're white, you have no right to complain. I just mean that if you're black, you have more right to complain. White people wish that black people would just forget everything that ever happened to anybody. We're so impatient. Come on! Every year, white people add 100 years to how long ago slavery was. I've heard educated white people say, slavery was 400 years ago. No, it wasn't. Are you crazy? It was 130 years ago. And it's not like it ended and then everything has been amazing for black people. Slavery, and then it just ended like a clean where you don't have to wipe. Just a perfect ending. And then it's just been parades and blowjobs and presents for every black person every second since slavery ended. If you meet a black person with gray hair, they remember a time where they legally weren't allowed to use certain water fountains. So give them a second. And by the way, white people, we have the same thing. You know, we have things that happen to us that we're still coping with. Like when they took our slaves away. That was really hard for us because we really liked having slaves and now we're sad. So, pretty much on balance. But I hope my children have a good life.
You don't get to precede your shows with a soliloquy about the context.
I really am a naive 8-year-old.
You know what I mean? It's like every time I've edited, when you put together, but it's a good question because when you put together shows, whenever I've edited something with someone else, one of the reasons I love doing my show is that I edit it myself, because when you edit with somebody and they're doing something that's not working, and you go, or when somebody shows me something of theirs, like if I have a friend who's doing a TV show and they show me a cut of it, and I go, this part was confusing, I'm not getting that, and then they explain it to me. No, see, this is from before when he did the thing, and that when I showed that, and I always say to them, well, as long as you're sitting next to every viewer giving that explanation, then go ahead and cut it that way. But people take stuff in this raw way. And most people don't really remember what they saw, and most people don't really they take in about 60% of what they're watching. So I think the context of Lucky Louie was that no show looked like it. No one knew why the fuck we would make a show that looks like that. And no one had ever seen a show that had a basic 3-camera family format where we would say cunt.
Laughs too, by the way. I went back and forth with the critic because the laughs were so booming that people thought, and this is one of the things I loved about you, is that you would never sweeten, and you did not like a lot of times we would do a joke, it didn't work, and you'd come to me and go, all right, what do you got, let's try something else. We would try something else. Sometimes that would work, sometimes it wouldn't, but you always left it. If the joke didn't get a 9, you left it as a 6. You didn't change. Those were real laughs.
Well, a show is supposed to have a ebb and flow. Any scene in any show should have a quiet part, a loud part, explosions, parts where you come back a little bit. It's like watching a baseball game. You're watching a game develop. You're watching the show, you're watching a guy's at-bat develop. You're watching him work the count to 3-1, whatever it is. And then you know, wow, there's potential now because there's 3-1. Oh, missed. So now it's even potential. You're watching this, and then when the guy hits a home run, it's a huge victory. But the way people make TV now is that they just want it to. I mean, what would it be like if every baseball game was just home runs?
Right.
Home runs. There, no, not even outs. Just till everybody gets tired and goes home.
Yeah.
It's boring. So to me, a show should have this natural feeling to it, which our show did. A scene would develop. Some parts would work, some parts wouldn't. Some parts would explode, and it would mean something. Instead of this, every TV show now just has exactly the same laugh for every joke. It's unwatchable to me.
It's awful.
But it is what TV has been. And had been when Lucky Louie came on. What was that? 2005.
It might have been 6 or 5 or 6. Yeah, it might have been 5.
So I'm going to say there was a good 25 years of TV made exactly the same way. How the f*** do you beat that? I mean, how do you come on and not be seen as just a jarring, strange, and intelligent people didn't understand it. Intelligent people said there's a laugh track. I mean, we even had us saying, like when they did in Happy Days, when Happy Days came on, there was a credibility problem for sitcoms because of the laugh track. They had overused the laugh track. So Gary Marshall on the Three's, not Three's Company, Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley, they had one of the characters say Happy Days was filmed before a live audience. They said it out loud.
Yes.
They didn't even print it. They said it out loud to make sure you knew that they're not that these laughs are real. We did the same thing. We felt like we needed to do the same thing.
Pam would do it, right?
Pamela did it. I did it. Did you ever do one?
I never did one, no.
And then we did that, and people would fucking professional TV reviewers would watch the show, hear that with their ears, and they would write canned laughter.
You know what's and this is what they didn't see, is a lot of times before the show, you'd go out and talk to the audience, and I remember you saying something to the effect of, don't laugh if you don't think it's funny. If you think it's funny, laugh. If you don't think it's funny, don't laugh. You kind of told the crowd it was okay just to relax and react naturally, which to me just makes people feel comfortable to laugh.
Well, I still say that when I film stand-up for my show now, because a lot of my show has me doing stand-up at the club, at the Comedy Cellar, I tell that audience, because every audience thinks they're an actor in the show. But they're supposed, because you go to like Letterman or TV tapings, and they tell you to really go nuts. And I don't think anything sickens me more than manufactured enthusiasm. People when, this guy, woo, and they all go bananas.
It's hard.
You're left out of it. I don't think anyone. I mean, like when I remember when I did Hilarious. Well, the first time I did produced my own special was Chewed Up, and the producers said, "We want you to look like you're a rock star when you walk on that stage." And I said, "Why? I'm not. I'm a comedian, and I don't. When I'm watching something, I don't like Dane's special Vicious Circle when it comes out to and there's a stadium of people cheering him on. If you're a new viewer and you don't know who this guy is, you're like, well, I guess this is some party I missed, because I just want to watch a person go on and earn their credibility from scratch. So I tell the audiences at the Comedy Cellar, don't have it. You're here because I'm doing a show for you. You're the audience. So make me earn it. Don't laugh if it's not funny.
I also feel embarrassed when they're too hyped up and I walk out. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to live up to this. And I know you were put up to it.
Yeah, exactly.
When they do a special, I went bananas when I just used shooting for HBO. Yeah. And they were having, we were doing Down and Dirty, and they were having the audiences laugh. Give us a laugh. And the crowd laughs.
That's the worst thing in the world. And I've had fights with directors about that they want to get laughs for editing purposes. If you can't edit a concert without those extra laughs, you're a moron. It's hard. It's a challenge. Like, I've had moments where you're trying to make an edit in a special that's got a hiccup in it, and you go find a piece of a laugh somewhere else to use, or a piece of applause, and it never ends up working anyway. You end up just doing another cut. But when they do that to an audience, they make an audience feel like and they lose a lot of your credibility before you come out.
Because then then the reaction becomes almost like when someone pokes you, you go, ow! It's almost like, they understand the rhythm of the punchline.
Yes.
And it's not natural.
They're not listening anymore.
It's so encouraging to see that, because it's like, you didn't clean up, you didn't change who you are, you're still the same despicable wretch, and it's like, you're doing it, I was like your way, but you're doing what you want to do, and it's fucking working, man. And it's like, what inside of you gives you the fucking ability to do that and not just go, I this, I'm humiliated, I can't do it.
Well, it's every failure I've ever had, because I have failed hard, and I've been the center of negative attention, at least twice, with Pootie Tang and Lucky Louie.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that enjoyed trashing that show.
Yeah, they did, right? It was irritating.
There was people that attacked it unnecessarily. I remember after we were on the air for 8 months. We had weathered the storm. There was this feeling like we had our bad reviews, we had our good reviews, and with that information, the American public is deciding to watch the show. We're growing. And then a reviewer here in New York, David Bancouli,
scumbag.
He didn't review the show. The Daily News, his paper, had reviewed it with another reviewer who said positive things about it. He didn't write a review and analyzing the show, which I think is what critical writing is supposed to be, analysis of art. I think it's a legitimate field to be an expert in television, watch TV shows, and then write an analysis. When critics are supposed to do this, write what the show is like, describe it from a professional point of view. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just a viewer, but this is what this show is. I don't think it works because of these reasons. Here's the historical context of it. It's much like this show, much like this other. Here's what I think they're trying to do. Here's where I think they fail. Right. But he didn't do that. He wrote, one of these reviewers believe that they should be affecting how TV's made, and they think they should, they like that power. So he wrote an article that the gist of it was HBO needs to cancel Lucky Louie, even though it only has 4 episodes left. And even though HBO doesn't need to cancel shows because they don't sell advertising, if you have a show that's ratings are poor, the advertisers are losing money. So you have to cancel it before it's finished. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
HBO is a subscription service, and it doesn't have a reason to cancel. There's by canceling a show. And our ratings were increasing. So David Bianculli wrote, they should cancel the show to make a statement that they know the show is a mistake. And he put people's jobs on the line. He doesn't, you know what I mean? If you don't like a show, that's one thing. And if you write and trumpet your hatred for a show, you're welcome to do it. But there are people who like it, and there are people who are making it, and it's their life. Like, it was just, to me, it was like a way overstepping. Like, who the needs to read this?
Didn't he get? He's not with the Daily News.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think he was fired. Or
might be a guy who I'd read something else of his that I would, but he took this.
No, I detest him. I hope he's a lump somewhere.
Reason to write that, and I wrote him an email telling him that I objected and then I erased it. I've done that a lot. I've written a lot of angry emails and erased them just as a way to get it out. But anyway, you asked me something a long time ago. The point is, I've been the center of attention, of negative attention, a couple of times. I've had my worst nightmare come true, and I survived it. It didn't hurt me as badly as I thought it would, and indeed, I gained every time, gained hugely, and I wouldn't trade those bad experiences for anything. So what that tells me is when I start trying something, the bad version of it, I could take it. Like, I have no fear because my worst fears have been realized, and it wasn't so bad. It would be like if you started boxing and you're like, I'm afraid to get punched in the face. Anybody is. And your first few times you get punched in the face, you're like, I don't hate this.
Right.
And I'm good at the boxing.
And I'm not dead.
I'm not dead. I don't hate it. And I'm succeeding sometimes. Why? This is what I'm going to do. Do you know what I mean?
And you have complete control here.
Oh, at FX is totally unbridled control. But it comes with good, I mean, it comes with credibility. I've had failures, but I've turned out. And by the way, the 2 failures that I've had have both, in my view, been vindicated by people watching. People still watch like.
I got good news for everyone. We have a new Diddy blog.
Oh my God, really?
Diddy blog.
You're into the Diddy blog?
Oh, totally. That guy is proving that celebrities are all just giant yawns with diarrhea on their faces. Gotta hate that guy. What an ass.
So you're on board with the Diddy blog.
Oh, I can't
all right.
stand him.
We got an intro and everything, Lou.
Well, his name is Sean, but people call him Diddy, and he's spouting off garbage that he thinks is so witty. He became really famous when some gangster shot Biggie. It's Puffy's latest video blog.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, yo?
Love the intro.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Diddy has a lot to say about Sarah Palin. Huh? He does.
Let's hear his unique point of view. Let's hear his.
He is a moron.
Let's hear what you can only get from him.
Diddy block number 24. Sarah Palin.
Uh-oh.
She scares me.
Well,
she really scares me.
Likewise.
Look at this, boys and girls. Watch this.
And when it comes to establishing your worldview, I was curious, what newspapers and magazines did you regularly read before you were tapped for this to stay informed and to understand the world?
I read most of them, again, with a great appreciation for the press, for the media.
Like what ones specifically, I'm curious that you...
all of them, any of them that have been in front of me over all these years.
Oh my God, is he getting tased? What is that? What's going on there? Oh my gosh.
Boys and girls. Boys and girls.
I just spent 2 seconds actually working for a living.
Did you hear her? Did you? I'm scared.
See,
Diddy, we get it.
What Pitty's doing there is his Blair Witch Project.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah.
God, stock in his company has to be crumbling.
Yeah.
How was it filmed? There was a flashlight in the dark?
It's like he's in bed with a flashlight and he's telling ghost stories under the cover.
No, it's Blair Witch. You put the flashlight under your face, like she did. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. He's trying to do that.
Yeah.
But wow, that looks like a shot out of one of those bank cameras.
Don't you have another song to rip off? Why are you bothering with this crap?
What a dumb person.
It continues with this.
Of course it does.
So, you know.
She scares me. She scares me. I'm hiding under the covers. She's worse than the boogeyman.
The boogeyman? Well, that would...
Well, you know, if you want to go there.
Good one. Good one. Good one.
If you want to go there, Mr. Diddy.
Funny stuff. Good one. Funny stuff.
We could go around.
That's some of that improv stand-up.
There you go, a little bit of that improv stand-up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sarah Palin, you scare me.
We get it. Yeah,
You could
you're
become
scared
the
by it.
President of the United States.
Yeah.
You. Did you?
Puffy's crazy. Puffy isn't. There's somebody in his world who he doesn't pay well enough and who he treats badly, who's telling him that this stuff is great.
That's great. He needs someone to just not be scared to tell the truth.
He has somebody going, oh, that's funny.
Diddy, those blog things you be doing, that's the bomb.
Man, you funnier than all them comedian people.
I seen them blogs. They ain't funny, man. Dog, you funny. His blog stinks.
What bores most entertainers are.
We're going old school really fast. The Warrior, checking it. Yes, Warrior.
The Warrior says Diddy has no talent.
The Warrior.
You don't have the voice though. Warrior says Diddy not funny.
These guys are good at what they do.
Hogan not funny.
I remember years ago when I was working on Chris Rock's show and he was on being interviewed.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, kept bragging about how I'm not just a musician. I'm the CEO of P. Diddy, whatever his company is. Mm-hmm. And he kept saying that, and I realized that he had probably just opened a loan-out corporation.
Right.
When you work in entertainment and you get paid as a contractor, your accountant eventually sits you down and goes, you should probably you should probably make a company.
Yeah.
Anybody does this.
Mm-hmm.
People, you can do, any individual can do this,
But so it's just okay, so it's my own company? Yeah, it's your own company. It's you, but it's a company so that you pay taxes differently. So what do you want to be? You want to be the president or the CEO, the CEO, whatever. Well, I'm the CEO? Yeah, I'm a CEO also.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm the CEO. And then he came on Chris Rock's show. I'm the CEO of Pete. I'm just like Bill Gates. No, you're not.
No,
Not even
you're
close.
nothing like
you're
him.
You're a CEO because you called yourself one, because anyone can do that.
When I sign papers, and we have to sign on behalf of our corporations, I have to sign Anthony Cumia, and then title, I have to put president.
Yeah, I put
on
president
there.
on mine,
I am the president of my company. That does not mean I'm the president of a company.
You know what?
It means that legally I have to write that down.
You're the president of your taxes.
Right, I'm the president of my taxes.
That's all you are.
We got to tell the listeners that you are listening to 3 CEOs.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Isn't Jimmy a CEO?
Of course I am.
Yeah. Jimmy's a CEO. There's no more CEOs.
3 CEOs and 1 imperial wizard.
I did choose a different title. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, yeah.
That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. Oh, golly gee. Wow. So we want a little more respect. You're listening to 3 CEOs.
Actually, Steve from Bayshore has it right. I do sign Anthony Cumia, Führer.
Yeah.
I have to put that down. I'm the Führer. Wouldn't that be great? Führer.
You can do it if you want.
I'm the Führer of my corporation. There.
It's the only one that knows what that ... means over some of those letters.
I know what it means.
He's got an umlaut over his...
Umlaut.
How great are we that we went from shock jocks to CEOs?
CEOs.
Who else gets to do that in this
Look
world?
at us.
Let's get past this Diddy thing a little more.
Did you hear the answer to that question? Did you hear?
We got it!
Take a 10-year-old movie reference.
President. Boys and girls, vote. Please. Please, I beg you. I'm not coming out the covers. Sarah Palin can't. If I stand underneath the covers, she won't become president.
We got the trouble.
Yes, you're just showing people that you're not even...
registered.
He's making me want to put that white sheet to a better use.
It's a person. There's a person stranded. There's a person stranded.
He sure is stranded. Very good, Anthony.
There's no difference between him and a 17-year-old girl, because there's 17-year-old girls have vlogs on YouTube that are exactly the same amount of thought and content as this piece of garbage human being.
That was terrible.
Who's wasting America's time with his zero intellect or creativity.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, why? And he's in his bed. He's like in his bed with the flashlight there. Why ain't Diddy got no bitches in there? That's like what, like everyone assumes Diddy's got bitches in there all the
He's
time.
that unfunny. They're
He's
like
so unfunny that his is left.
They're like, look, I enjoy your mansion and your jet, but if you make another joke, I'm leaving.
You do one more stupid Blair Witch Project joke. Okay, I'm going. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm done. Get the limo.
All right, we got to jump back into a break.
He and I talked about doing the podcast twice.
Delete
on
that
two
story.
separate occasions.
Delete the story,
No,
Jamie.
we're keeping that story.
I love him. Delete the story.
It's a great story.
He's my favorite guy in the world.
He's a great guy. What's wrong with that story?
That wasn't bad.
You didn't say anything bad about him.
I got a bad Louis story. So I used to open for him before he was in trouble. And, he was like the king of comedy for a while. He was the funniest guy ever, whatever. So I used to open for him, and it was the highlight of my life. And then we were hanging out in his hotel room watching a movie, and we were talking, and I was sitting on his bed, and he was sitting at the chair in the hotel room. And I go, hey, Louie, and I farted.
On his bed?
On his bed. And he flipped.
He lost it.
He flipped. I was like, you're like the filthy comedy guy. I thought you would love a fart. And he was like, dude, what are you doing? And I was crushed.
But did he get actually angry or just like that, dude, what are you doing?
It was worse because it was like, I'm disappointed in you. Like, I thought we were building a relationship and you fart in my hotel room.
I could see that 100%.
I thought he'd love it.
He strikes me as a guy that would,
he
There's certain guys.
I could see him going both ways.
Interesting.
I could see him going like, that was hilarious, or like, hey, dude, what
you
the
caught
fuck?
him on a bad day.
And it was a great fart, too.
40-year-old guys are not good specimens either. We're not... Like, I have a friend who has a lot of young girlfriends. He always goes, and he goes a little they're too young. And it's not okay. He brings them around, and you're like, dude, don't. Like, literally point at her face and go, don't f*** her. That's awful. Because... And she's like, just bad, you know? But so he was going to have sex with her one night, and he said he wanted to go all night. Like, he wanted to really last a long time. So he said, I'm going to drink a lot of milk so I can have a lot of sex. I was like, who told you that that mattered? And he goes, well, because you can come more if you drink milk. This guy actually thinks that, like, you run out of cum, but if you drink milk, your body goes like, oh, dude, that's perfect. Just send that right through. That's fine. Nobody will know the difference. Just go ahead and send it through. Run out of cum and a pinch milk is fine. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and send it right through. Spray it all over his cat's face, whatever he was doing. What? I'll come on my cat's face. If she's watching, she's gonna get a face full of cum. She knows that by now. She knows. It's her fault now. Come on my cat's face once, shame on me. I don't have a cat. I don't have a cat. I never had one. I mean, I would come on a cat's face. I'm not trying to take that back. I just don't happen to have a cat. I have a dog, and I had a dog when I was a teenager, and yeah, I did once. I made my dog lick cottage cheese off my balls, which is something you now can't unknow. You just know it. I did this. And I only hesitated to start the sentence only because I wasn't sure whether to say that I let my dog lick cottage cheese off my balls or that I made him lick cottage cheese. And really, considering how much dogs love cheese, I think I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. I think that's probably the fairest way to put it. I remember it so clearly, and I remember the look on the dog's face. He was like, oh, dude, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this to us? Just put it on a plate. Why do I have to lick it off your goddamn balls? All right, come on, fine, let's do it. I'm doing it. I don't care. Look, you gotta live with this. I'll be dead in 2 years. I'm a dog. This is your problem. So my wife decided that she wanted to get pregnant again. She decided it. And this is back in August. She told me, you need to be in town next week. I go, why? Because I'm getting, I'm ovulating. So, like, not do you want another kid, just be in town. That's how she handles it. I'm like, I don't want another kid. So it. And she's like, all right. Next week, she starts blowing me, right? Now, she hasn't blown me in, Jesus, I don't know if I've ever been blown. That's how long it is. She's blowing me on the day she's ovulating. I'm a idiot. I'm like, yeah, you love it. Like, I think she digs me now. Fucking stupid. So she's having another baby any day now. She's due, and it's true. She's fucking the whole thing. And I'm like, okay. No, it's great. It. That's really the attitude that keeps a family together. It's not we love each other. It's it, man. It. It. Another kid. It. Why not? Let them all in. Good. The thing that she's usually mad about is simple. She says that I don't listen to her when she's talking. And I don't. But it's not because I don't love her, blah, blah, blah. It's because I try to listen. I really do. When she talks, I just stare at her face. I'm like, come on, bring the story. But somehow I'm like, what the I can't do it. I try. Because every story gets divided into 50 stories that all branch out into these crazy, and I'm like, holy shit. I've got ADD. I can't do it. I'm like, please. But I try every time I try because I love this retarded woman. So I try really hard to listen to her stories. Other people don't even try.
We go to parties, she starts talking, people just walk away like, this, that lady's crazy. Who would waste time listening to that crap? Me! She can't help it. I really feel bad for her, because the thing is that every word of the story gets her so excited that she wants to run with it, and she can't just break through and get to the end, or even the beginning. This is my wife telling a story. She's like, guess what happened to my mom today? You remember I told you my mom how when she was in college, not when she went to Michigan, when she transferred. Remember because that guy got weird and she had to leave because he was, not the Iranian guy, that was a different story. That guy, I think he was Persian. I heard that Persia actually split. What the are you talking about? Jesus Christ! Pick a thing! Have some consideration for the listener.